As a kid, my mom made me enter a writing competition. I wrote from the perspective of a deer. What was this, novel writing? It felt like cheating. I can break the rules. I don't have to have 5 paragraphs, an outline, and a concluding statement. The deer got trapped in a pit, and some stranger offered it orange juice. I think the orange juice either made it fly out magically of its own accord, or it made the deer get explosive diarrhea that let it fly out. That was when I was 7. Yes, my mom taught me how to write argumentative essays when I was 6 and 7. I had to do it if I wanted to have a sleepover, a birthday party, or anything that was out of the norm. I ended up writing a lot of persuasive essays until my arguments got a little too creative for her. You should let me go on this sleepover because on the drive we might see some buried treasure along the way. When we find the treasure, all our dreams might come true. Years later, I would battle insecurity and finish writing my first full-length novel. Like my first story, there was an internal need to push against the boundaries and expectations of writing. It was a superhero book where every person had their own unique power with too many potty jokes. Wait, did I just write My Hero Academia? I mean, it's in a different time period, and the main characters are a priestess, a factory worker, and a spy, so what now? Write 2 more books and then feel like I fell into different pit traps? Yep. I was stuck in a pit and no strange man was there to offer me orange juice. This state made me feel like the sorry factory worker of my own story. I wanted more. Was I just destined to try and try with no success? How would I even find success when there are millions of books published each year and many of them probably had a higher budget than me? This was a spiral I did not want to go down, and I did, but the thing that pulled me out was therapy and this book called Big Magic. It's about being creative for creativity's sake, and this let me start writing on my frivolous project, Glamour Magician. What do I love? Well, playing cards, so why not write a whole book out of it? And then what if someone got the wrong magic type and struggled with identity? His name is Willow, and yes, he's the main character. His deck of magic cards is Glamour Essence. Keep up, don't be scared. Every magician can get a deck of cards if they want to join the military or something. Each deck user has 4 core cards and 12 attribute cards and up to 36 blank cards. Unlocking attribute cards is progressively harder, and every attribute card you flip gives you a power increase of ×3. But they don't start out that way. No. It's pretty darn difficult level up. In fact, most kingdoms, a 4-card magician is considered a noble. The strongest person in any given kingdom is probably a 6-card magician. Willow is our main character. He is a bard that comes from a noble family that specializes in sword magic. When Willow receives his soul deck and magic, he gets Glamour Essence, an essence and magic type that is exclusive to girls. Most of society think that he's a perversion of nature, and after a couple years he goes to glamour school and does his required training. And here's where I got stuck on world building. I've already done about 50 hours of world building on this magic system, and I got stuck thinking I have to make this whole gosh school. I have to know every single classroom. I have to know every little minute detail about his character and his friends. I thought I'd also have to figure out the whole military structure and the hierarchy and the ranking and all the individuals he might interact with. And then I was like, okay, well, let's print off these character worksheets. Let's go. And I was only 20,000 words in, and then I lost focus. I thought that what I needed to do was world build so hard that I would know every single detail I needed to write in advance. And that's not really how I write. More of a discovery writer, and this video by Matt Colville Saved talks about how you don't need to know the full backstory of a character in order to act as that character. In fact, most of the backstories or world building that he has done has been after the fact. He'll come up with a character and find different things that are interesting, and then once he's intrigued enough by that character, then he'll go and write down a backstory. Because to write a character, you need to know what is, not what was. With that done, and with that video watched, I was free. It felt good to enjoy working on my project again. This is the first draft, and the most important part of the first draft is to write the beginning, middle, and end. Refinement comes in revision, and the first draft is all about just getting your idea on the paper, out of your brain and onto the paper. Now, after all this work, my book was bing, like 25% done. The school is old and has a few magical secrets as well as a secret purpose that Willow will catch on to throughout the book. Essence. There are 13 times 4 total essences for a total of 52 different types of essence, which just so happens to be the number of cards in a deck. There are 4 different categories. There's attack, crafting, defense, and support, with support being a female-only essence and attack type essences being only an attack essence. When you get your essence, usually what's supposed to happen is you get your primary essence and then you try to purposefully gain a secondary essence to go along with your first one. In Willow's case, not only does he get glamour essence as his primary essence, his body will physically reject any other essence. This happens sometimes, and it's considered because it's the will of the god. Here are all the different essences I have so far. If you want to add your ideas for essences in the comments below, please do. The stranger, the better. The favorite one that I've gotten from a suggestion from a friend so far is Luck Essence. What a fun name. And then all these abilities. And then my favorite combination so far is the Floral and Blade Essence, which creates the Blossoming Blade class. The Blooming Blade class has 12 levels. Here's all the abilities. But we'll save that for another video. Keep your eyes out for something like that. It's been so good working on a passion project. I have been posting daily TikToks and shorts and so much content and even making these videos, and all those are very much fun. But to just work on something that I am passionate about has felt so good. And so here is my quest for each of you today, and maybe put this in the comment section down below. What is your quest? What is your passion project, or what do you want your passion project to be? And I wish you well in this quest. Put it down in the comments. But no, don't go away yet, because that is not the end of the video. I just want to see your comments. I want to see what you have to say. Now, thank you so much for watching. It has been a pleasure, and this is the real end of the video. You should maybe consider hitting that subscribe button, or you can see all these other videos on screen. Thank you so much for your support. I have a Patreon in the description. I'm still working on the tiers and rewards, but stay tuned for more on that.